This is The Age of Trade. I'm Paul Allen in Sydney.
And I'm Annabelle Drawlers in Hong Kong. The top stories this hour. US futures jump along with copper as the US appears to take a softer tone on renewed trade tensions with China, opening the door to talks. President Trump saying the November 1st deadline remains for higher duties while praising Xi Jinping, even as Beijing threatens retaliation. The president now on his way to Israel for the planned release of Hamas hostages, saying the war in Gaza is over and he believes the truce will hold. Plus, Japan's Naya Takaichi facing a major political crisis as her governing coalition collapses before she's even secured the role of Prime Minister.
Yeah, what a way to start the week, Belle. But let's start on that latest US-China tension, and perhaps the US striking a more conciliatory tone now than we heard, a few hours earlier. J.D. Vance, the Vice President, now urging China to choose the path of reason, says the US holds more cards here, but if China responds in an aggressive manner, so will the United States. President Trump there also been active on Truth Social, essentially saying, don't worry about China, it will also be fine. He's also been praising Chinese President Xi Jinping, and he had a few words to say about that earlier as well. Let's take a quick listen.
I think we're going to be fine with China. Look, I have a great relationship with President Xi. He's a very tough man. He's a very smart man. He's a great leader for their country. He's a great leader, and I have a great relationship with him. I think we'll get it set. I know what happened. I really understand what happened, and I'm not even saying he's wrong. But then we met him with something much tougher than what he did to us. Again, because of the tariffs, it's much tougher.
So you see that softer tone, Paul, really being felt in markets because that taco trade, Trump always chickens out, is very much being priced in. But at the same time, it is important to reflect on what we heard from China over the weekend. And this was really them being quite clear. They want the US to be backing off. They're warning of retaliation as well. So essentially saying that they will threaten, or that the US rather should stop threatening with higher tariffs. It is interesting, I think, two things to note as well. Firstly, the fragility of the trade truce. I think that's very much been underscored over the past 72 hours. But secondly as well, and this part is important as well, that the Trump administration essentially needs to come to terms with the fact that China this time around is a lot more confident and certainly calling the shots as well, very much on a par with what we saw with Washington in Trump 1.0.